How are you doing? Can you guys hear me okay? What's up? Can everyone hear me? I just want to make sure the audio is working. You can hear? Good. Okay. Sweet. I'm using a whole new camera setup and everything, so I want to make sure everything's working. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? This is the Worm V9 Special Edition. Actually, I was just getting my camera set up. Let me go grab just a couple more cubes. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the V3, here's the V9 ball core UV, a couple 4x4s, there's the Guhong Pro. Man, I was just cubing on this today, and I just am so in love with that cube. This is my 2x2, just in case I feel like doing some of those, and my Hong 5x5. Oh, yeah, this thing, the Guhong Pro, I mean, this might be one of the smoothest, butteriest cubes out there. Let's see. Hello, McKenna. And Ruben and Solo Shinju Gamers. Yeah, that cube is beautiful. So I don't know if you saw the latest video I did. I took the corners. So I before I did the removing the UV coating, I was like, well, maybe I could just swap one corner piece from my All Core UV V9, and I found out the corner magnets are not the same. The corner to core magnets are different from the two. It's not just the edge repelling magnets and the maglev that's been removed. They actually put less strong magnets into the special edition. Yeah, I actually did end up switching them back. I told everyone I would let them know, and I switched them back because it just threw off the feel. I like the feel of the special edition with maglev so much that I just don't want to mess with it. Yes, Worm V9, what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is the, oh, sorry, there's like two cameras, and I'm forgetting which one I'm using and whatnot. But yeah, that's the one with baby blue. There's your ball core UV with teal. All right. All right. So what's everyone up to tonight? Ah. Oh man, I botched that bad. Ah! God! Very sad. One of the pieces of my 7 by, oh no! What 7x7 was it? Because I have to say, I just got my Maylong 7x7, the V2M, and that thing was only 20. I think it's even on sale. The YJU. Oh man, that's a bummer. Well, if you need to replace it, like I said, they have the Maylong. I think it's $20. It's so cheap. And oh my gosh, these lights are insane. So yeah, I got a whole little new camera setup here. Holy moly. This is some intense light here. Okay. Just want the light really on the cubes. My Mac 2x2 cousin. Yeah, I purposely, I literally avoid taking apart my big cubes. I mean, it's not that I can't do it. It's not that it's impossible by any means. It's just a big pain in the butt. McKenna, the person commenting right there, that's who won our last giveaway. Yeah, she let's see, I sent it out Monday, so hopefully by at least the latest Friday. Let's see. So I want to play with the Guhong for a minute. This thing is just beautiful. And so I get so many comments about how the Tornado, the V3 is just one of the smoothest cubes, and people say that a lot about the Guhong too. So it's McKenna. You buy the shutter. Oh, not yet. I have not got my yo-yo yet. But yeah, McKenna Zentner right there. She was your winner. And welcome, legendary Speedcuber. Super stoked to have you here, man. Just getting things going. Just really getting things set up. I started just a little bit early because I figured couldn't hurt to have some time to get set up, and then I didn't really get that much time. So, oh, this is actually a different Tornado than I thought it was. This is the one I UV coated. I didn't notice at first. Yeah, this is the one I did myself. So this week, the giveaway, I think I'm not going to do a mod just this week because I just got a lot going on. It's already going to be, Thursday tomorrow when I haven't started yet. So I'm just going to give away an RS3 MV5 standard. But I'm thinking either the RS3M 2020. I don't know. I just kind of want to switch it up. Like, do you guys have any ideas for cubes to mod? Because again, I was thinking of doing a color mod on the next one. Still doing UV coating and all that, but like maybe doing a totally different color scheme or something. It's just been a wild week. I had family down in Mexico, and someone got sick, and just a whole bunch of stuff happened. So. God, I almost did that same simple F2L. I almost messed it up again. The F perm at the end. I tried yo-yoing one time. I got an honest strength one back when I tried. Could see where I smashed my funny bone. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. This is hilarious. That's your one story. It's a terrible experience yo-yoing. I loved it. I haven't done it in so long, but I when I was in like middle school and high school, it became really popular, and I just remember we used to sit there and just yo-yo all day. But not on the level I think that she's on, but you know. It's a good story, regardless. So, and we should be able to laugh at ourselves. I mean, let's enjoy our life, you know. So yeah, this is the new camera I was talking about that I got. Hey, I want to see who won here. Yeah, it's McKenna. She's right there in the comments. She's actually in the chat right now. The one that said, "Oh man," she's the one that broke her 7x7. Yeah, right there. come on. Whoa, what was that? Oh, come on. J-perm, and I almost slowed it down. Right? When you that's a great combination. Yeah, see? Like, yeah, why not be both? I broke my 5x9 the gap with this in the bag. Oh man. What 5x5 was that? Just out of curiosity. Heck yeah, it is. I keep answering you. Yeah, there you go. I'm like, are you sure you guys can hear me? Man, I just was practicing 2x2 just for like I swear like just 20 minutes earlier or something. And I got some great times. I got like a bunch of like it's like a 4, a 5 point or a 4.5, a 5.2. It was like some good times for me at least. I'm not a huge 2x2 solver, but that was sweet. God, I need to take my own advice. I need to be putting my pairs into the back pairs first, and then working in the front to increase efficiency. Oh, another J-perm. What? Nice. It was a cheap one. I think it was like 7. Man, there's some good cheap cubes though. I swear. It's like I got my Maylong 5x5, which that's it, like literally is still a contender for my main like to this day. It's so crazy. Like I like even with the Hong, even after I just got the Hong, I'll go back to them like I really like that Maylong. It's small, it's light. I mean, it may feel a little different because it's got that matte kind of cheaper plastic. You should use some 100. I think I would need like a month for that project though. That's the only thing. I don't think a week would be enough. But yeah, when I used to yo-yo, I was telling her when I emailed her, I was like, my favorite trick was like the UFO, and you threw it out at the angle and it would spin, and then you pulled it up and then pulled it sideways and it came back into your hand. That was one of my favorites. Or like the tightrope walker where you threw it again at an angle and you put your finger and whoop, and it came up over your, and then you tightroped it on the string. Like those are some of my favorite tricks. That was probably about as advanced as I got though. When I average, not too fast, like 25 to 30 most days. I'm doing one of my first competitions since I've been in Colorado. Right? Yeah, that's exactly the one I was talking about. That is a great cube. And again, so McKenna, you broke your 7x7. I keep pointing over to this camera, even though I have this. Like I said, I got this whole new setup, and it's super confusing. But yeah, there's the Maylong 7x7. Hands down, like, so if you can go check out my buddy's channel, Jacob Noakes. He's like a ranked cuber and everything. He's amazing, really good at big cube is the whole point though. And he mains the Maylong 7x7, and it was $20, and it was just on sale. I think and I just saw the 6x6 on sale on the Cubicle for $13. The magnetic 6x6 Maylong. I was so tempted to buy it. I'm not doing 6x6 right now, but yeah, nice. Yeah, right around 25 is like that's a solid time for me. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing a comp, and like I want to not be embarrassed, but I'm also, it's all about having fun, so I'm just gonna go and do it. Because comps in California were definitely different. It was a little bit bigger, a little bit different vibe, especially like northern and southern Cali. So not really, actually. I mean, I don't turn as fast as Jacob does, but like again, he's the one that recommended it to me, and his average is like for 5x5 is like 45 seconds, I think, something like that, like really really fast, and then like a minute something, I'm sure, or like 2 minutes. I mean, it's really fast. Yo, Sophie. Sophie's a friend of mine. All right, we ready? Ooh, no, I want these ones. Brain freeze. I should say brain fart, but I shouldn't. Oh God, I knew what that. What am I doing? I knew I had a V-perm too. I'm getting better at recognizing these cases without having them aligned, and it just like it kills me when I waste that extra time aligning the top layer. Where I'm like, I saw the case. I already know what it is. What am I doing? Next comp is Pretzel Mania. I believe it's May. God, I forget the exact date. It's in May though, beginning of May, maybe even like May 1st. And okay. Nice. That's just Ruben. I just saw your message about your older brother. That's awesome. Yeah, like I have not gotten like obviously started with 3x3 like a lot of people, went to 2x2 just for fun, pyramids, a lot of things, and then I started 4x4, 5x5, and I just got into 7x7. So I definitely yeah. Oh, sorry. Should I get the Vin? Okay, so the VinCube, there's a lot of quality control issues right now. That's another thing. Like I said, my buddy, he is actually a sponsored cuber, and I get a lot of inside info from him, and because like right now I'm actually like I've had a problem finding a good 4x4 myself. This is actually the YJ Jisoo Mini, or um, I have the like I have the Aosu, I have the Meilong 4, I have God, I have the MGC, but I don't prefer that cube at all. CCcubeSlayer, like I said, I was just saying around like 25 or so, like 30 on a bad day. Um, but yeah, usually mid 20s. Um, yeah, I love the Mini. Honestly, especially because it's the same size as like I don't have I don't have any 56mm cubes in here. They're all 55. Like these are all either I have a Guhong 55. I have my Worm 55. I have nothing that's 56mm. But anyways, this is essentially the size of most 3x3s. You can see it's a little bigger because it's 56. But that's one of the things. Yeah, it really especially when you're like going from cubing on one cube to cubing on another, like it's nice because there's not a huge difference. It doesn't feel all bloated in your hands. I mean, even a GAN cube feels big to me after using this Worm SE for like a day. But pick up my GAN 13 and it feels ridiculous. It just feels like a bloated marshmallow. But I mean, it still is. Yeah, mid 20s is cool. I mean, like I said, I'm happy with where I'm at, but I'm always trying to improve. Obviously, like it's always it's a race against yourself essentially. I mean, you're always competing against the other people, but it's always a journey of self-improvement. Yeah, like exactly. And that's the cool thing about that Meilong 7 too. It's freaking tiny. Let me grab it. I gotta show you guys this. Sorry, I didn't think I was going to be talking about this at all, but like, look at how not like it's not that. Look at that's my Jisoo. It's a 56mm cube. And this is 7x7. Like it's not that big. Yes, 15. Freaking right on. Always celebrate the good times, man. It's one of those things too. Like I'm not a hater. I love when other people do good. It's like right on. Everyone should be trying to push themselves. I actually got a comment once. Was like, "Why don't you get better times?" And I'm like, "Well, one day I will." I'm like, I'm working on that. As a Oh really? I wonder if it's the YJ Mini 5x5 because that one like I want to say I think it's like 58 actually, um, which is still bigger than most. Yeah, I know, ridiculous. I was just like, whatever, man. I don't know what to say about that. I was like, if you don't have to watch also. um, man, whenever you want. I literally my first live stream, like just 2 live streams ago. This is only my third. I literally just hit the button. I was like, you post pictures and videos and stuff, and there's that little icon and whatnot, and yes, another 15. This guy's consistent. I love it. Um, and again, I just wrote it out. I ended up staying on camera for like 3 or 4 hours with people just because it's so fun and interesting to talk with everyone, and everyone's such a pleasure to talk to. And yeah, I would say go for it, man. Just do it. Don't let it hold you back. Go for it. Yeah, I think because CCcubeSlayer, you have a few more subscribers than some people, so we had a bunch of many. It's yeah. I mean, if you're into smaller cubes, I mean that's it's the way to go for sure. Like even like Sean from Speedcube Shop or Speedcube Review, sorry, 2.3 clock single. Dang, I just started doing clock. My buddy, my neighbor, he said you got to do clock, man. He goes, He said even the parents do clock these days, and I was like, what are you trying to say? Yeah, 3 in a row, 15, 15, 15. That's an AO3 of like 15.3 or something like that. That was great. The mini big cubes are pretty good. Yeah, so like especially if you're talking about the YJ ones, like the 4x4 is a reasonable size because it's at 56 millimeters. The 5x5 is only at 58, so it's really not much bigger. And I've heard that like getting into slicing your layers and stuff, it just becomes a little bit small. But I mean, it's hard for me to talk. I have this thing where these layers are so small. I mean, that's honestly like one of the biggest like learning curves to this thing is just learning to free slice like and be consistent and accurate with it. Yeah, it's this is a great feeling cube though. Like I mean, I hope like you guys. I'm serious. Like, look at. Oops. Oops. That's right. I swear I get less like 2 layer turns on this than I do on the. I'm trying to do just like 3x3 Alex on my 7x7, but like I get less lockups and less 2 layer. Like when you go to move 1 layer and 2 move, I get less of that on this than I do on my 5x5 Hong. Like the magnets are just a little weak on the Hong. It's just I really wish they would have. I finally saw it. Did you just get 5x5? Or are you just starting? I broke my PB. Hey, man! Everyone give Ruben a hand. That's awesome, man. Oh, yeah. I figured you didn't mail it to someone. Right? Dude, thank you, Scooby Cuber. I love them. I made it the you understand. Okay, and I have to say, right? Clap, clap. And the Maylong 3M is actually a great cube. So like when I had the non-magnetic one that I was like modding out, I was like, man, I think I would imagine the 3M is probably amazing from them. And then again, I have their Maylong 4, I have the Maylong 5, I have the Maylong 7. Everyone is super impressive. I didn't bring any of them in here, of course, just the 7, but yeah, they are great cubes. The 4, that's right, stay Cuban. I'll go ahead and do a 4x4 solve. I don't know if anyone else gets this, but I have this like soundtrack that goes in my head when I'm cubing. I feel like it's like busy music, like circus music. I don't know why. Maybe that's just my brain. Nah. I can't. Oh, there you are. It's like I can't find you. Ollie oxen free. There you are. Green. God, this cube is not like broken in, and all I mean is like the lube's really gummy from like not really using it, and it's driving me nuts. Oh, I hate when this happens. Like it's not a bad thing. I'm not complaining. It's so when you're doing 3-2-3 edge pairing, like it's just like I sliced over and it literally like made that pair, it made that pair, it made like every pair, and I can't use them because I have to unslice. I just now I can. Yeah, this thing is a little flexy, I will say. Like it flexes a lot. Again, it's cheap though. It's not like it's an expensive cube. And it's not like the most consistent and stuff, but it is like, again, if you break it in and stuff, like I just over lubed it essentially. I got straight up skip, but parody. That's a crying shame. Oh, I did parody wrong too. I'm tired brain. What am I doing? This is so crazy. You see what's going on? Oh, that's a bummer. I want to do 2x2, honestly, though. I was having so much fun with this earlier. What was the noise squeaking? Oh, that's my chair. I'm sorry. I would guess that's my chair at least. I turn so, like, this is so intense, these lights. I feel like that's better? Okay. I just got a notification from the cubicle. I didn't have my timer going. Oh my god, that was a great time too. All right, Ruben, take care, bud. I gotta set up. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'll just do it on my phone. CS timer. I just can't believe that was a great time too. Like, what was I thinking? Mouse pads work. I just don't have to leave the room again. I got so much cubing stuff in the other room. I don't have to keep leaving the camera and stuff. Ah. Of course, now I time it's bad. It was 14. No, I'm not sponsored by the Cubicle. That would be awesome, but no. That was a bad scramble. Literally, something about 2x2. You gotta like make sure it's scrambled because there's not that many pieces. You can end up like literally. I almost put the whole bottom layer was solved, and I'm not trying to. Well, thank you. That would be nice. So just the reality about that is like they have so many people reach out to them, and they have so many good cubers that, you know, in all reality, like if I was averaging like some like, you know, 7 or below on 3x3, if I had some like impressive WCA times and like, you know, all that, like I would feel a little more comfortable even asking, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like they probably, because my neighbor is literally, he just got sponsored as the first American sponsor e-bike PyCube shop, and he got turned away by the Cubicle, and he's even, like I said, he's the one he's taught me a few things, and he's a real hot shot. But yeah, he's amazing, and even he didn't make it, so it's just a harsh reality of it all. Like, oh, that's really bad. Nope, wasn't even solved. Perm, yo, you got a 12. Dang. Yeah, PyCube Shop's awesome. I told him it's a great fit for him because he's a huge big cuber. He's really into big cubing, and like they do big cube mods. They do like all kinds of great, yeah, great things. So like I thought that was a great fit, and they do have like a actual team that has like logo shirts and everything, and so yeah, I thought that was dope. See, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't be realigning the top layer. Like I see my PLLs and I'm like, for some reason I'm stuck in that like beginner state of mind of like lining up your headlights and stuff, and it's so not necessary. I mean, you can realign your top layer after you've after you finish your PLL. I almost fumbled the cube first thing. Got an end perm. Yeah, so that's a funny story too, because like I was literally walking my dog and I saw someone wearing a cubicle hat, and I'm not, you know, this isn't a cubicle hat, but just wearing a cubicle hat, and I was like, wait, do you cube? And he was like, yeah. He was kind of he's like weirded out. He's like, why? And I was like, because I cube. I'm like, what's up, man? I'm like, yeah. So that's how I met my buddy. Super random. Even he was like, I've literally never met a cuber just on the street before. And I was like, I don't think many people have. Oh no, that was. So this is one thing I don't know is like EG. I don't know like any of my like, or COL. I don't know any of my good like doing your dual layers at once. Like I should be able to swap. Like I just started learning them, I should say. Like where you can, you know, swap, like get like swap both corners, or swap, you know, both layers essentially, top and bottom at the same time. Those are just a little more, it's just a few more algorithms to learn. It's not even a big deal. I just haven't done it yet, and I'm bummed about that because it would drastically increase your times. I don't do 2x2 as much as anything else. So what else is going on? Yeah, I can do a little bit of one-handed. That's another thing I'm like actually learning at this moment. Because there you go, the end perm again. Yo, Osepa. Yeah, seal, like I say, it's good to know. I just like I haven't learned all of it yet. And like one-handed, actually, like this guhong is actually I've been loving practicing. Like I'm not good at all, but it actually. Um, uh, I'm literally just getting like my first algs down. My buddy just said just start spamming, and like I've done a bunch of solves, like, but they're not fast by any means. I mean, I'm not. Oops. And honestly, it's this learning the left hand. Like, so I was doing it left-handed, but what I was doing was using my ring finger to do R, then pushing to do U, and then pulling over the top, and then doing this. So like, oops. So when my buddy told me like, no, that's not the way you want to do it. So it's been a little bit of a learning curve getting to do the pinky on the R layer, and then bringing your pointer, your index finger around the front to do U and U prime like that. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. It's gonna. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I should actually time it. I would be very curious. And that's funny because it's really not too bad when you're doing it. Um, it's my POLs that are the hardest part because I'm so muscle memory, and then when you have one hand and you're going slower, all that muscle memory is out the door, and it's all just your memory. And so yeah, I'm always like, oh crud. Nope, that was not the OLL. That's the other thing too. There's a few OLLs for 2x2 that are different than 3x3. There's a lot that are the same, but there's a few that are different, and the ones that are different screw me up so bad. Yeah, like that one. Yeah, the Chi EM Pro, I have to say, I won. Sub 15 OH, so he practices. That is awesome. Yes, I have. I'm guessing you're asking me. So yeah, I have a Scube. I have a GAN, then the GAN UV enhanced, like the top line one. I can solve it and everything. I'm just not like, again, I'm not fast. I was actually learning some really cool, like I just was watching a video on like learning better sledging. I do more. Oh, okay. It's I've heard actually. So this is one thing my neighbor said to me too. He's like, I don't honestly do a lot of 3x3 because he said there's so much just competition and the times are so ridiculous these days. And he's like, it's not that he's not fast. He's very fast. He's just like, but getting from 7 seconds down to like 4 or 5, he's like, that's just a whole different thing. It's such a bigger drop than like getting from 25 to 20 or something like that. Like it's just such a big deal. And he's like, I don't see myself doing that. He's like, where on Big Cube, I could see myself like winning and taking the gold medal or whatever, taking the podium. So Scubes is pretty straightforward. Just like the beginner method is like a few algorithms. It's very, very straightforward. And it's like just like down, down, back, forward, forward. It's like it's pretty basic, and it's just you learn how to reorient the cube when you do your algorithms. But like it's pretty much one or like two algs, at least just to learn it. Don't get me wrong. Like there's much more to it than that. Yeah, that's exactly what he told me to do. He said spam R and U. That's exactly like I said, just trying to do those, just really doing my righty algs. Like I figure that's a great like. Oops. And again, that pinky is, I swear, the hardest like part to get used to. But after that, like It's not too bad. But again, like my solve will probably be like, you know, minute or two or something like that. But so no, I got it. You guys are like really sort of like you're picking my like right in my brain because I'm like really wanting to do all these new events. I like after going to this last comp I went to, it really got me like excited to like learn a bunch of new things. But it's also I have to like remind myself not to like spread myself too thin because I'm not gonna get anywhere on anything if I'm like doing 10 things at once. I mean, I would like to think that I would, but I think that it would be a little bit much. All right, I'll do one more 2x2. Like I said, this was just a random. I just felt like it. God, I almost that would have been a great time, but I forgot my pillow and I just froze. Okay. No, I want to do one more. I don't like ending on a bad one. Like I know better than that. Okay. God, I don't know. That's literally okay. So maybe this is literally the one I was talking about. Where like on 3x3, this would be you do dun, 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 and it sets up a different case. But like it's when you have your two headlights on front, obviously, right? And like with 2x2, it's that, and it's so simple. But like I usually do one rotation too early, and then it messes my whole thing up. But God, frustration. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do it too. Is it sounds so interesting, and I think I would be able to do that pretty well. I don't know why. That sounds right up my alley. And honestly, I feel like also it would help with like you assign the pieces of the cubes letters, and like those you then so like you remember where the letters are by like arranging them into like a story, like you said. And again, it doesn't seem easy at all. I don't mean that at all. I just mean like I feel like it would be a really fun thing to try, and I feel like it'd be cool to get into and be so satisfying. I feel like when you take that blindfold off and your cube solved, it's got to be like the biggest adrenaline rush. Um, yeah, that would be so cool. But yeah, thank you for the tips on the sorry, one-handed. I was again thinking of my OLLs for 2x2. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a good time to end on. There you go. The 2x2? The 2x2 was the GAN 251 Leap UV. This is definitely my main. I love this cube. But yeah, it's like I have the GEM Pro Ball Core UV, or not UV, but Ball Core 2x2, and it's a great cube. Like I gave it kind of a harsh review in my unboxing and whatnot, I feel like, but it's actually a very solid cube. It's like because after this is all I've used, so really because this is like what I bought for my first 2x2. So when I unboxed it, I was like, it's all right, but then I just the Pro is great too. It just depends kind of if you want the UV coating or not. The Leap, I know that there's a little bit of difference between the Pro and the Leap, but like I know the Pro is great also. It doesn't come UV coated is all. Yeah, so like that brings me back to what I was talking about earlier about the sponsorship thing is like it's just I kind of know what the cubicle would say, to be honest. And again, I don't take that personally or heart at anything. I mean, that's just the facts of cubing in the world we live in and whatnot. We have a lot of great cubers out there, and um, like I was in their live stream with the cubicle the other day, and there were people with like 10,000 subs like just begging for sponsorships, and like I know for a fact that's not the way to get it from Phil. Like if you go on YouTube and look up how to get sponsored by the cubicle or how to get sponsored by CCubeShop, they have videos, and they'll pretty much explain to you, not in too much detail, but they'll tell you what they're looking for. And like I know like Phil from the cubicle is looking for professionalism. He's looking for like skill, quality, you know what I mean, like of your solves and everything. Someone they can put on their team and really represent the cubicle, and also someone that's going to represent their brand really well. And that's like the one thing that there's a little difference between the cubicle and CCubeShop. CCubeShop, I know they're looking for people to represent the brand, but you don't necessarily have to be like the biggest cuber or the fastest cuber. If you come across as understanding how to represent their brand, and this is another thing that I remember Cameron saying, that you just need to think about it like this. Do it. Heck yeah. Dude, I've been rooting for you. Seriously, like I said, I'm like the least hater person in the world. My neighbor just got sponsored, and I was like the happiest person in the world for him. I'm just like, people that make it, they usually deserve it. So good, right on. I hope you make it, man. I mean, there's always people that just know someone and get by in life, but that's just, I like to think that like a lot of people that make it deserve what they got, And but yeah, sorry, I didn't finish my thought there, but like Cameron from CCubeShop just said, like, think about it like this, like, are you bringing the same value to us that we would bring to you? So like a lot of people want free cubes and want like sponsorship as far as discount codes and all this, but like you got to remember, like, are you bringing to them the same amount of business, followers, representation? So there, that I mean, that's very true too. Like he's saying, like, be patient. He's probably saying you might need to grow a little bit, um, and like, and also just coming up with original content, because a lot of people are doing the same thing, and it's just it's hard because it's not like you're Mr. Beast. I use him as an example a lot just because he has a very unique like representation on YouTube, because he's the giving away money guy. He gives away freaking like hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like, I feel like if you had $100,000 to give away in every video, yeah, I'd probably get a lot of views too. I'm not hating on Mr. Beast at all, but I'm just saying, like, there is a difference. Cubing is a lot harder to like make it look cool to the masses and whatnot, and it's so yeah, you kind of got to be true to yourself, to be honest, and just make it because you love it, and then also just try and have some originality and some personality. I feel like, because that's one of the things too, is like most of the big cubers, like think about Cubehead, like he's got a lot of personality. He's not like dry and boring on camera and stuff. Like he's got a good amount of, plus he's just got his funny accent and everything. He seems like a cool guy. He just does, and I think people resonate with that, and that's why like the cubicle literally has him like holding cubes on on their website and stuff. He's like representing the brand as big as anyone, and it's crazy if you think he's in Belgium. He's not even in the US. All right, let's solve a cube. I'm talking a lot. What do I want to do here? Okay. Oh, I got a timer. What am I doing? I want to do something kind of interesting. Oh, come on. Trying to do a double X cross. I could see it. But I don't think I did it slowly. If I did it, yep, I did it, but was not a fast time. What the? How did I get that? Oh no, it must have been R perm. That's sad. Oh, I had such a, that was so cool. I had a double X cross, and like if I would have just, that's one of those ones where like if I can, I'm trying to really work on those, because if I can implement those more often, you don't need to have such a fast, crazy fast turning style to get good times. Okay. Heck yeah. Don't have to tell me twice. Especially after, I can't believe I botched that. Okay. Let's see. G2 R D R U R prime D L2 B prime L2 F2 R2. Sorry, the heart was in the way. F R2 D2 B prime G2. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. I did that totally wrong, but it worked out some way or another. So here's that headlights case I was talking about. It's so weird on +2, sorry. Yeah, pseudo slotting like is definitely more efficient. That's what I was saying. Like I need to take like I've worked so long on getting my OLLs and PLLs to be efficient, and like F2L is the big one. Oh, red front, white bottom. Sorry, I did green front, white top. I'm so used to, because that's what the CubeStation and GAN app always is. That's, most people. White bottom. Same scramble though. D2R L prime D V R U R D L2 F2 R2 R2 D2 D2. Okay. What's up, puppy? My dog's looking at me like, what are you doing? Oh, sorry. That's my bad. This is obviously not a time solve Edwin account because I didn't even start the timer. My freaking dog got me good. Like, are you focusing? Are you trying to focus right now? Maybe I didn't realize that was a T-perm at first. That was a good scramble. I need to. It's definitely, I will say, like, so this is only my third live stream. It's so much different, like talking and whatnot, than like when you're sitting there just solving and you're not like, and you're zoned in. Like, is definitely a different thing. But it's something you do obviously have to get used to. I mean, like whether you're in comps or whatever, you're gonna have distractions. Oh, did I undo that? That's stupid. Oh no, that I did a GD perm and it was a GA perm. Friggin' So what's everyone's favorite? There's a funny way to do a lot of moves. Just one edges and pull them from. You hold the edges and pull them from. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So I bring a V5 in here. I think I just bring my V9s, but I have them right in the other room. But yeah, they like you can see crazy slices on them. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, I didn't install this. What the heck? I just left it with an F perm and didn't solve it. Isn't much friction. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. Like this one is just like, this is just my V9. It's not a good example. Like, so I have to say, like, I play with the RCM V5 dual compression or the standard a lot. That's one of the reasons that I've used it as a giveaway cube a lot, is because as far as like budget cubes and all that go, like this is, I believe, is one of the best. Like I put maglev in this, and like I don't know what's everyone's deal against maglev. I know it changes the feeling, but I like the feel. Like this cube, the snap on it is a little stronger because of the maglev, and it's just, you can hear it. It's like it's got a little bit of resistance, but I like it. It just doesn't quite auto align at all, like not like the other ones. What's the V? Yeah, no, I get, like I said, that's what everyone says. I just, a little bit of like just a little bit of some like good silicone lube, and it just kind of hits that sweet spot. But no, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, that's what everyone says. Yeah, I'll have to yo-yo on live stream for you. Hopefully it won't be embarrassing, but let's try this cube out. This is because like for example, like on the PyCube Shop one where they took out the maglev, like I totally get, but like why they did that, but like the ball core UV version, like that one, I understand why they feel it's too fast. Like that thing does its own turns. I mean, it whips. Like if you really want to do a U2, it's not a problem. I mean, you can probably do more than that, but the magnets kind of catch it at a U2. I mean, you could do more than that. But like this one, this says maglev. I guess I'll do a U2. Not here is. I guess it does. But it's just, it doesn't feel like this one. You can feel it, like whoo, it just takes off. Like, and again, you can see it almost over rotate and come back because it like wants to catch those magnets. Ooh, there's, yeah, like I don't know. It's just, you can feel it, and I just, all I'm trying to say is that like the maglev, I don't know if it's just the maglev. I feel like it was a combination of features, because people were saying that, and this is what I don't get, is like people were saying that the standard version of the RCM or any of them of the new MoU cubes that with maglev were just too fast, and I just took their word for it. And then once I tried them, I was like, I don't know, I kind of like these. So I don't know. I guess it's just personal preference, but like, cause I bought the WRM V9 standard, I bought the RCM V5 standard, the YS3 standard, and I put maglev in every single one of them, and I felt like the performance increased drastically. There you are. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy this cube very much. I enjoy solving on it. I enjoy the turning style. Like it's kind of squishy. Oh, that's so cool. I literally want to go to Vegas just to go to, because it's like CCube Shop, I think, is the only store where you can actually go and try CCubes, correct? I mean, in the US. Like there's no like other store, like the Cubicle has like tours and whatnot, but like they don't have a storefront like SCS has. If I'm Yeah, yeah. It would be awesome. Like I said, I just like I've emailed with them. Like again, I buy most of my stuff through the Cubicle just because it's a little bit cheaper. Um, it's a little bit cheaper. They have like usually good deals and like giveaways and stuff. I don't know. I dig them. They're pretty cool about customer service. Like I've gotten into a little bit of little spats with them. That's another reason. I thought I'd almost be afraid to ask them to sponsor me after the heat I've given them about their customer service. Because see, yeah. Are you from Russia? Are you live stream or checking in from Russia right now? I love traveling. I love international people. It's just very cool. Oh God. God, I should be sledging too. I'm not at all. Just. So, okay, there we go. That I gotta say, even though I hate G-perms, I just love the ending 4 moves to the GC perm. You do your R2, and then you do your U prime R, U prime R, U R prime U, and you do R2 again, and then you do a U D prime double move, and then you do it just like that. You do a R U prime, and you do R prime D, and just those. I don't know, for some reason that move sequence feels so satisfying. Um, I don't know. So that's a GD perm, not as satisfying. I don't know. I just don't have the right finger tricks down for it right yet. But like coming where you do the end moves of like the R U prime and then the R prime U, and then the like R2 D prime or something like that. I forget what the actual notation on it is. I think I have it in muscle memory bank, but gee, my V9 is dirty. I haven't cleaned it since I first got it. Right on. So yeah, like in my last video too, when I was like taking apart the cubes and I was talking about swapping the corner pieces. So just for record, I know I did that whole video about swapping the corner pieces from a ball core UV V9 to my special edition because they are different. The corner pieces are different. They have stronger magnets in the ball core UV, and that's the other thing. Like I don't know if it's so much the maglev that was in this as far as like the stronger magnets, the stronger at the edge repelling magnets, and all the other features. But sorry, back to my point of I did end up switching the corners back. I did not like the more intense magnets on the special edition. I feel like the special edition with maglev is my sweet spot. That's just what it is for me. And even like it's funny because then when you get used to this cube, even the RS3 V5, which is my other main contender, that and the YS3 are I'm really like in love with right now. But the RS3 V5 feels huge. It's a lot like I literally just did that to my V3 earlier, and it's not fun. Like they're very they feel fragile. Like I know, like I don't know if anyone else thinks this way. Like the core, it feels very flexy. I mean, it's very stable, but it still is very flexy. And that was one of my original attractions to it, is that it's got such a like quiet and flexible feel. But I don't know. I just something about the like small size and like I like this the size. This is actually I think it's smaller than 55. I want to say it's like 54.6 or something like that. The V9. I don't know. It's just the perfect size for me. Like that's the same with the Guhong. Like the Guhong is a 55 is not actually 55. I want to say it's like 54.5 or something like that. And it's just I love it because I actually had I do have the GAN Mini M Pro, which is like the Mini 11/12 kind of, and I love that cube. Like I took that cube apart and because I pretty much I overlubed every cube when I was first starting out because I was trying to slow everything down to my speed, and now that I'm can actually turn at the speed that like the cube wants to be turned at, you have to kind of like take it apart, clean all those pieces out, put it back together. And honestly, the residual lube was enough to just keep my cube lubed. I had so much in there. Yeah, like, so real quick, I want to point something out. Like, I know there's been a lot of different iterations of the V3 now because of their quality control problems. But yeah, like, oh shoot, I just realized, did I never answer that guy's question about the VinCube? Well, if anyone's still here and that you asked about the VinCube, like I said, it's just I've heard it has a ton of quality control problems, and I don't like the MGC either. So that was my point of saying like I don't even have a great 4x4 in my opinion right now. It's like I said, Vin. I mean, I have some. Don't get me wrong. I have good 4x4s. I just mean like, not like my. Oh, okay. I answered it. I just realized what you're saying. Okay, thank you. Because I was like, oh God, did I just leave him hanging? I'm gonna feel bad. So what I was gonna say, back to my point then is, the V3s have changed very drastically because this is like one of the originals. This is one of the ones that didn't come with UV coating. I UV coated this myself, but it was like if anyone remembers how the original Tornado V3 Pioneers or anything with no UV coating, the ones that came just glossy plastic, they looked almost identical to the Guhong. They were super like squared off, like not like you can see how like the UV coating gave this kind of like a slightly rounded edge instead of being like super sharp square. God, these lights are so intense. I feel like it's almost drowning things out, but there we go. Oh, that's a little better. So, sorry about that. So that was so intense. But my point being that like, so the Tornado had all these problems for so long. They remade it, and like, if you were to feel this cube, I just bought a new Pioneer UV coated, and they don't feel at all alike. They feel very different. I mean, it's not just the UV coat. I mean, like the internals, the way the cube turns and feels, it feels very different. And I don't know. I'm very torn on whether I even like the new one. But my point being is that like the Guhong reminds me a lot of the Tornado, and I could see them like coming out with a UV coated version and whatnot, and I could see it very much being like the Tornado, but at least they haven't had the problems that that the Tornadoes had. And this is a $20 cube, so it just I don't know. It's something, a little thing I've thought about is like this. They charge a lot for that Tornado V3 for it to possibly break apart on you and whatnot. And this Guhong is like just feeling amazing. I mean, this thing's so fast, especially like once just breaking it in. It's like holy smokes. Yeah, U2s all day, but I mean, I can see over rotating on this. Like if you didn't lube it up a little bit and get it slowed down just a little bit. Let's do it ourselves. What's up, Super Jam? Yeah, I like cleaning a cube for me always consists of like just wiping down every corner stock, every edge piece and whatnot with a paper towel, getting all the lube out essentially. Because again, I usually over lubed my cubes when I was first starting out, and now it's like It's just I still do that, but now it's usually pulling hair. I think I don't know. Have you guys seen Cubehead's video on that? He's like, I guess you guys can't wonder or what can't guess what's in here, and it was a bunch of hair. And I always remember that because when I pulled my cube apart, there's just always like dog hair and stuff in there. And as I'm solving, even I'll like sometimes see a little piece in there, and I'm like, no, I'm in the middle of a solve. I can't pull it out. And I guess it goes victim to the cube at that point. But so where's everyone? I'm here in Colorado. Do you think I should glue? So what was the actual like what broke? Like I guess is it just depends what the piece is. If it's just like if it like the caps came off and you can just put it back together or just glue, like if there's like a broken post and it just won't stay together, then yeah, I would say just glue it and that'd be fine. But it just depends. Like if it's like a corner stock or something that like snapped off, then I don't think that's gonna hold up. But what's up, Maz? Welcome, man, or woman. Actually, I shouldn't assume anything. I just say man as like a colloquialism. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, man. Like I don't mean male or female. I just mean, what's up? That's about it. You guys probably know my code now. Good luck. That's so funny because probably no one even noticed. I'm just like, oh man. God, this thing is fast. I mean, woo. There's a better time. Put some brain power into that one. Yeah, it's one of the inner pieces. It popped. I'm trying to put it back in. Oh, dang. Like so it's not it's not the actual like piece or the stock. It's one of the inner pieces that hold like the frame together. I'm guessing that's what you mean. And it just depends. I mean, if you think you can solidly put it back together, you can at least. I mean, it's worth a try. It's definitely worth a try. I mean, the worst thing that could happen is it re-breaks. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. So I was just sorry, Maz. I just saw your post there, question there. I do not do 3-blind, but we were just talking about it earlier, and it sounds like something I would really love. Yeah, I've was just at the comp talking to some of the actual young kids about it, and I was just like, man, these kids are amazing. But I just made me think, I'm like, man, if they can do it, I can do it. I'm gonna do this. So yeah, I'm looking into it. I've learned the basic fundamentals, you know, signing your cube letters and whatnot, and writing your story. I just haven't put it into practice yet. I've had a lot of people. I feel a lot of people are into OH blind. Dude, assembling, dude, right? I just said this earlier. I literally avoid like my MGC. One of the reasons I don't like it so much is because again I over lubed it when I first got it. So if anyone, again, nothing against MGCs, just I wouldn't lube them heavy because they're on the bigger side. They're a little bit, you know, if you lube them too much, they feel really gummy and slow. But again, that's just been my experience. If you keep them, you know, lubed lightly, I'm sure they're great cubes. But yeah, I literally haven't. All I need to do is take it apart and wipe it down, and I bet you it'd feel nice and fast again. But I just don't want to take it apart. Yeah, I like do as little big cube modding as I can. As much as I love modding cubes, I don't love those. Like again, UV coating is one thing, 'cause you can leave it all together. It's just, you know, taking it all apart is not the funnest. Yeah, that makes sense. I started with weight 5 and oh, I can read between the lines there. No worries, man. I love that. I love that I'm not alone in my thoughts here. Like I love that when you guys say this stuff, I'm like, oh God, okay, it's not just me. I'm such a like again. Just shows how much I don't live stream yet. Like I have scrambles right here on my screen and all this, and I'm just doing hand scrambles and like, oh man, this is okay. I have such a tempting double X cross that I see here, and we're gonna give it a go. Uh, Man, this cube is fast. Yeah, like that's the problem right now I'm having is like I'm putting so much thought into those like double X crosses and stuff and trying almost too hard that I'm taking the extra time. I started Q magazine newcomer hobby and kind of my own lazy man. I process of my afternoon. I've only learned to dude. So right on Super Jam, and like I literally just did a video for people that are trying to like bridge that gap between the beginner's method and advanced cubing, and like the first video is just on like a first few PLLs to learn and how you can utilize those to like to speed up your solves. So like because again I realize when you do the beginner method, when you're beginning learning, you end up with a lot of U perms or like maybe Z perms and stuff, and like um, awesome, yeah. I wish he was still around, man. I wish he wasn't just Mario Karting, but well, that's his prerogative. I guess it when you. Oh, nice. Um, oh, I just got it. Nice. Oh. Yeah. I was even thinking you meant like the more internal pieces. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's, oops, I'm trying. But if anyone, I would, like I said, I would say try it. I don't know if that's gonna hold. Yeah, exactly. Um, that is just a bummer. It snapped and popped. I'm guessing in a solve. And back to Super Jam. Like I said, if I have, like I said, I have like a starter's tutorial on like the first algorithms to learn for PLL if you're just starting. And again, how to utilize those more efficiently when you're switching over from beginners to advanced. But you're again, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do a lot more on because I'm also working on these things. So as I finish kind of like what I feel like is something I've learned and mastered, then I'll usually pass it on as knowledge to someone else. So I'm getting better at doing like right now. I was just talking about in implementing X crosses. Sorry, well, on my words, but implementing X crosses into my solve, into my cross. Just doing more things than just the straightforward moves and stuff, and that's where being like working on intuitive is actually very good because like if you can see and understand how the pieces move in relation to each other and not just completely rely on algorithms, then like you actually will be a better solver. And like actually, and this I meant to say this about blind earlier is I feel like blind has to help you on your look ahead. I mean, I can't imagine that memorizing the whole cube doesn't. I mean, obviously you don't have as much time in your regular 3x3 solves. You know, you have as much time as you want, and then you slam your blindfold down and go. But I feel like that's got to improve your look ahead when you're able to look at the cube and memorize a good portion of, or if not all of it. But yeah, that's another reason I really want to get to blind. Okay. Okay, fair. I just meant I feel like it's got to help in look ahead. And I'm not saying like it's necessarily that's what you're using, but I just feel like it has to feel like it helped in your other solves as well. Yep. Yeah, my first one was just to start switching over to yellow, and that's been. So it sounds like you're on the right path. I mean, you're in the right place. This is where a lot of people are. Okay, nice. And then, well, but again, in the beginning when you're learning, don't get too hung up on times, because when you're first learning your solves and when you're first getting better, you really don't necessarily want to be doing timed all the time. Like at the end of your practice, you do time solves for fun or whatever, but like you really want to actually be doing very methodically planned solves where you're like really, and then you'll naturally get faster and faster at doing that. Yeah, don't get too like upset about not having the fastest times yet, because I say this all the time. Like I understand puzzles. I may not be the fastest at solving them yet, but like I very much understand how to solve a lot of different puzzles, and you understanding, especially intuitively. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, and then see that's even one of my things I was just talking about earlier. I was like, I know how to recognize PLL cases, I know how to recognize F2L cases, and for some reason I still rotate out of habit, and it's terrible. It's a terrible habit, and it's something I have to break. But yeah, and you just, instead of rotating the cube and whatnot, try and do layer rotations. A lot of things you can do to cut down on your lack of efficiency. But yeah, intuitive F2L is great. Like I said, understanding how everything works is epic. My phone said I'm locked. What is going on? It's like you're never going back. Okay. Where was I? So like right there, I was able to do an X cross. God, this cube is like as soon as the lube kind of gets broken in, it's really clacky and like fast. Oops. AA perm. Where do you learn PLL? Learn some from Cube Skills and some. This is another reason I use the GAN algae. That's not bad. I mean, this is I used JPerm for a long time. But for a case for the bottom corner, just facing right. You can't figure out how to insert here with that. Let me read that. Basic rear insertion, but for case for the bottom corner color and the F2L edge. Insert. Oh, got you. Got you. No. Yeah, that's a huge part. Is you something else? Yeah, that's where I think that's even what JPerm did, is he took a lot of the standard algs. That's why I liked his site is because he personally went through and tried to give better versions. even click on like the best version or like the an alternate version. Sounds like maybe you should post them if you have some algs to share, because sounds like people could use them. Oh, this is terrible. I can hear the chair squeaking now. I couldn't hear it before. I can hear the chair squeaking now. My fort is 7x7. I learned T and I current from JPEG line tutorial, which is really helpful. Is there any, if you use CCcubeDB, then maybe send it off every case. Yeah, CCcubeDB is not bad. So I will say too, like I'm guessing these algs are the same, but like if you again, this is an expensive way to do it, but if you have a smart cube, the GAN CubeStation app is kind of nice for learning beginner stuff, like especially F2L, take you through every single F2L case. And so this is the Guhong Pro right now. I just was kind of playing around. Oh no, man, welcome. Don't be sorry. Life happens. I was even early, so don't worry about it. We got a bunch of cubes, honestly. Man, I don't want to break my 7x7. It'd be a really sad day. Everyone broke their 7x7s today. That was the Meilong 7, the Hong 5, GAN Leap UV. But right now I'm using the Guhong Pro. I just wanted to give it a shot. I've been maining the WRM V9 Special Edition. I honestly don't know how many 3x3s I have. I'd have to count them. Like I said, at least the only good news I have is that this cube is only $20, and I swear it is like one of the more premium 7x7s. Like everyone I've talked to, like they'll compare this to any of the top, like the, or is it that Alfu or Aoshi? What's the 7x7 that Moyu makes? Like I said, I 6 and 7 I did get into until recently, and 7 is just, it's just really fun. I don't know. I find longer puzzles fun. Like I said, I'm not near as fast, just because you really gotta get better at like your block building, and like you don't want to be using commutators for the whole solve. That'll get really long. And I can't. Yeah, so I do have a square one. I did an unboxing like a week or two ago, so I just got it. And I can solve it. It's just I'm just definitely not a speed solver. They're very interesting because the way they work, because it's just it only turns on one axis. The top and bottom layers do turn, but the whole cube only rotates the one way. It's interesting. It's got a very like kind of satisfying feel though. Like I could see you getting fast at that, being a really like having that rotation, like boom, that would be a really fun cube to solve fast. Same with Scube. I feel like honestly, yeah, square. That's so it's funny you said that, because in the when I did the video, I had the like Moyu RS3 MV5 robots standing there, and they were looking at it, and they're like, "Wait, you're not a cube." It's because I swear, like I had it all out of form too. It was all crazy. My favorite WCA event. Sorry, I missed that. Ooh. I mean, it's hard to not love 3x3s. It's the main event, but I also love Megaminx. Um, like, and like, it depends what you mean too, like to do or to watch, like, because there's it's kind of different. Like, I like watching certain events, but they're not necessarily my fastest events or anything. But like, um, yeah. Oh, to solve. So yeah, 3x3, 2x2, 4x4, 5x5. Kind of all the main stuff, and then like man, I'll do a truth and a dare. I don't know. So I haven't tried it. I think it might. I know how small the Meilong core. I know how small that little like core post hole is. And I did the maglev update on my square one, but and it's the first thing I emailed or messaged someone, and what was that? That might have been you actually. But I messaged someone because they asked me. They're like, I'm trying to put maglev in my Meilong, and I was like, I know I'm having the same problem. And take where no. Oh, you got me. Oh man. Truth, do you want to take apart your MGC? Oh man. I mean, is that really? You guys want to watch me to clean a cube? This guy's so nice. All right, let's do a solve on the main here. Oh, I gotta get my timer back out here. It was so funny last time we did a live stream. Everyone, they saw my musical instruments and stuff in the background, and they ended up, hey man, what method he said you're gonna? I mean, so that one I can't speak for. I've never solved Roux. I've like paid attention to other people and whatnot, but I have not personally learned the Roux method. Yes, I do. I would like to just be simply just kind of not like, sorry, a bunch of things came in. So my goals for my upcoming comp is I'd like to get just, this has been my first comp, like I said, and since I've been in California, it's like been almost a year or two, like a long time. And I was just starting when I first went, so like, yeah, I'm kind of just hoping I don't really like choke, but like I'd like to be just like in the sub 25, sub 20 in 3x3. I'd like to be like sub 7 and 2x2. I mean, not being unrealistic, because they're just like times I will get like, and I just hope I can get them in competition essentially. Like same with Megaminx. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do Megaminx in comp yet, but I'm thinking I might. It's kind of been calling my name. Same with like 5x5. Like I just don't. I'm close to getting my time to where it needs to be, but it's not quite. So yeah, I'd like to just not not embarrass myself, I guess, after all this time. But especially like I was telling you about my if you just joined, I was talking about my neighbor. He's got sponsored by PyCube Shop. Huge congratulations to him. He's like the first American sponsoree for their team. But yeah, he's a lot younger than I am and stuff, and he's really fast. And I just want to make sure I don't make a fool of myself. But no, I mean it's again, you're always racing against yourself anyway. So I have just my personal goals. Like I said, I'd like to be in the 20s for 3x3, just like getting back in, then I like to be sub 20 by my next comp, and then I'd like to be, like I said, sub like 7 for 2x2. I'd like to be like at least under a minute, and 4x4 would be fine, and then under 2 minutes for 5x5. Because again, I know like my neighbor solves 5x5 in like 42 seconds. So rotation like crazy. God, this is terrible. And I can't blame anyone but myself because I scrambled it myself. Oh, DNF'd on a Z perm. That was lame. I saw someone do a team sub on first offering with their left hand. That's cool. Yep. Yes, Kent. Thank you for pointing that out, Mr. Kent. I'm just kidding. Oh, I know. Trust me. I'm totally kidding. That's part of cubing. It's gonna happen. Oh, that freaks me out. Like the screen froze for a second, and I'm like, whoa, that looked trippy. All right. Did I really forget to do that, or? At least I didn't DNF at that time. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was getting better times like this morning. I was just talking about how it's so much different to solve and talk and think, like, and doing all these different things at once. When you're just sitting there solving by yourself, you have so much more like focus. But that's all. Like, that's another thing I have to work on, is like you have to be able to handle the pressure. Mm-hmm. I love that move. It's freaking awesome. It's not like something you get to use in every solve, but when it comes up, I'm so excited. Oh, no. What did I just do? This is going to be some kind of... this is going to be something or another. I have to look the footage back on that, because I don't know what the heck just happened. That was... I want to see that really bad. But what was it? I mean, what was the... That's what I mean. I know well, obviously I did a wrong turn. But what was it? Like, did I over-rotate? I think I over-rotated the art. Like, I'm just curious. What did, like, because it... I mean, that's a something you, like, that's the one that you shouldn't mess up. Yep, I'm ready. What am I ready for? Do you have it? Do you have the answer? Oh, and the thing I was talking about that I love is when you have a piece. Let's see, how is that? So when you have a piece like pointing away from you. Oh no, sorry. I was trying to. Oh, 1 second, 1 second. So when you have a piece like headed away from you, and um, and you want to like um, say you have like the piece that would pair with like in this edge right here. I just love when you pull it back, flick, and before, and it just sets this pair up in this corner right here. I don't know why. Dude, you're cracking me up, bro. Okay, here we go. I'll stop talking. Dun, dun, dun. Are you ready? I honestly did not know what he meant. That's cracking me up still. I was like, I don't know. I'm ready. I'm pretty ready. Like I like to consider myself a pretty ready person, you know. That's gonna kill me. Oh, oh, I know what I'm looking at. So that's one too. That's a huge one right there that I'm trying to work on, is identifying a Y perm without having to orient it, because you should be able to see that single block, regardless of how it's turned, you should be able to see that single block is there, and you should just go. And like for me, I'm like, it still gets me, and I'm like, wait, what is this one? Then bam, it lines into place, and I'm like, ha! What's up, Kent? Share the tips, buddy. Let's get the tips. Oh, interesting. I go out of focus. Block not lost marker. That's another one I love too. Is just see like basically if it's not fused, it's a wyvern. I love that too. I love the triple sledge resets your cube. And not me. That's all right. I think I know what you mean. But yeah, like and that's like I was saying this before, and the other I just need to keep working on identifying them from all different angles. That's it's great to know your PLLs, but like to know them from and know and be able to identify them from every angle is huge. So two sides. Hey, welcome if it's your first time. Well, you can race me all you want. I'm feeling there's a good portion of y'all that would just beat me. Oh, come on. Why would I spend so much time wasting time looking for that? God, that was sloppy. Another T-firm? Really? I just can't believe that. It always trips me out when you get the same alg multiple times in a row. Like that's another thing. I have to like just accept when it happens because I'm always like, wait, is that really right? Am I like, I just always second guess it. I never just like go. Like you just, and that's one thing you learn too in like smaller cubes and stuff is that, I mean, not really. That's not a good time. I should be sub 30 all day, but like I said, if I've noticed I do very much worse when I'm talking on camera, but that's okay. It's more about like you said, more about interacting and engaging with everyone than you know. I'm not here to like boast or brag. Another one that I love, and this is just a satisfying thing to do, is like when you have like, I guess it would need to be, I don't think any of these are gonna work, but like say this was the red edge piece, like say this was here, this red edge piece, can you see that, everyone? Like so, and then like to put it in place, you just like do that, and now this red edge is here. I mean, you'd have to do a double click to turn it down, but like, I don't know, that's just a very satisfying turn. There's certain, it's just like a certain algorithm, just very satisfying to me to do. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about. So now you have this white facing away from us, and what I'm gonna do is turn back, flick, and back, and now our pair is made right there. That's what I was talking about. That's the most satisfying pair for some reason to make. And then you just sledge it in. But yeah, that pair is so satisfying to make. And even these, even the triple sexy, the double, where you just, I don't know, I don't know, I get a kick out of that. The only problem is you can't do this unless there's an unsolved edge right here, because you're gonna break that edge when you go to. So when it's like right here, it's on top of it, and then all the other edges are solved. So you just can't do that. But it's just something I personally I get a very gratifying. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. It's very gratifying to me. Dang GD perm, I hate it. You want to race with my F2L then? Is that what you're saying? So that actually, it's funny. Like that was one of the ways that I've, like, for the people that were asking about training earlier, that's a great way to start. You're doing your OLLs and PLLs is like, and I have some like times on there. People were like, "Whoa, dude, how did you get like a 6 second?" I'm like, "No, that was a PLL, like OLL PLL training exercise." Here, I'll put my. I'll go through this with you. So a lot of times if I have a pair, like this pair, I just put that green and orange in there. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just sledge that green piece in. Oh, sorry, it's weird orientation for me from the camera. So now I have one of my pieces. Now I can take this other orange and white, sledge that, and now you have for the start of an X cross. Sledge that, and now you have your X cross. And there's your first pair, sledge that. All right, we got, ready? F2L is done. You have a GAN 11 or GAN? I have the GAN Mini M Pro, which is like the GAN 11 but smaller. It has a few little updates, kind of like more close to the GAN 12, and then, but yeah, I have both. I have the GAN 12 UI, which I will let people know the GAN 12 UI is not the same as the GAN 12. Not only because it has a computer, but because the corner stock magnets are bigger in the GAN 12. Again, my neighbor and I compared our cubes, took them apart, like put corner stock to corner stock, and his definitely had bigger magnets because the actual just GAN 12 maglev or UV maglev is yeah, the V5 is great. I have the standard here. I have 2 ball core UV ones out in the other room. That's one of my favorite cubes. But yeah, there's just there's definitely a difference. Like I said, I think it's because they had to make room for the computer on the inside. So to be fair, I think that they lessen those magnets to make room for the hardware inside. All right, ready, buddy? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh my God, I already messed up. Oh man. I'm sorry. That cracked me up so bad. Go. And like first is the very first move. Oh man. That killed me. Oh. Oh my God. Okay, let's do that again. That just this it's so funny because someone wanted to race me doing PLLs, and I don't do a lot of just like sitting there and timing myself, which is not a bad idea. It's not bad at all. I just haven't done a lot of it, and it was so funny because like the off the jump, like getting that, you know, your quick PLL times. Oh, interesting. What is that? Oh my gosh, this is the craziest. Oh my gosh, I wish I was solving on this. Like, I literally just put my last white cross piece in. That was a quadruple X cross. I mean, it was a weird, funky one, but that was crazy. Oh my God. Yeah, see, that's what we were doing with like the other kid. He was like, "Let's do a PLL time attack." And I was like, "All right," and it's that like getting off the jump. It's like and like grabbing the cube. It's that's one of the things too. My goal in cubing when I get to the comp is to not choke when I'm doing it fast. Like I just want to make sure that yeah, right. That was awesome. Like I wish that would happen every time. But that's again, I'm not gonna get a quadruple, but like the point of what I was talking about with the sledging and all that, like I'm trying to work on implementing more. Like this still it took some time, and this is also what I was talking about earlier about doing methodical planned solves because this probably wouldn't have happened if I was doing it quickly on a timer, because I probably wouldn't have seen everything I saw. But like, anyways, all right, Kent, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. Oh my God, I did the same thing again. Oh dude, I'm a fail right now. Literally the exact same thing when I asked you what did I do earlier, and you said I missed a rotation. I said I know, but what was it? I literally did the exact same. This is why I want to know what that was. So I did the exact same one. That was just Kent, you got me rattled for sure, buddy. Bangla Cube, what's up? Yo! All right, let's do this, Kent. I'm gonna get this right one of these times. Oh my God. Okay. All right, Kent, you still with me? You didn't bail on me yet? Well, it's only I'm racing you. I gotta beat you. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. You got me rattled, buddy. so I I messed up. I wasn't say effed up, but I messed up, restarted, and we got done at the same time. So let's do one more. Um, I mean, I can just honestly. I can just set up a like, but then I know the PLO, and I know it's like my favorite non-WCA. So honestly, I really like that star puzzle. I don't know if anyone watched that video that I made. I didn't get a lot of views on it. It got copyright infringement because I had music playing in the background, and so they tried to like they didn't. The only place they didn't ban it is the U.S. So I don't know who saw it or not, but real quick, I'll get it. This is probably like the dumbest puzzle, but it is very fun. It's just this is when as far as non-WCA like having fun. This is super fun. Um, all four different colors. So like these all rotate. Every spot there is like a round thing they rotate. These all rotate. I mean it gets crazy. And then the whole cube, or not cube, but the whole ball. It's called somehow they called this the star cube. Um, but you have to have like every single thing lined up just for it to turn. So then you start turning and start scrambling, and then you have to like. But this thing is super fun. Like I don't know, ball-shaped star. Yeah, the star cube of all things. But I do love that thing. It is fun. It's like it's a it takes all of about 10 minutes. Like literally no no tutorials or anything. It's just very intuitive. Pretty much like you literally just get your framework. So like this part installed, and then you start putting in your pieces like for your color. So like honestly, the worst part about this thing is just the rotations. The thing does not like to rotate. Does not like to stay in place. So like you just start doing this. Or actually, I'm gonna do this. Do this. And then you come here, do this, do this. I mean, you just start building one color at a time. You can see how it starts happening. So then I'll come here, rotate that in, and then bring this back. Let's see, what I actually want to do. Rotate this like this, bring this down, rotate out, bring back up. And so like there's your first color, and you literally just do that like for the whole thing. So I need to move the red framework if you want to make this the red side. And you can literally do like algorithms on this thing. Like if you need to like move pieces around, you can do like R, U, R prime, like the righty alg and stuff. It's a fun puzzle though. This is the star cube that's not a cube. I have the banana. I just was doing the banana earlier with my little nephew. He's 3. He can't solve it, but I'm teaching him. No, what I do for a living, I'm a chemist. I really am a chemist. That's where the name comes from. I have my chemistry degree. I work in a laboratory for a holistic medicine company. We do like a lot of yeah, it's cool. It is. It was a lot of schooling and studying and whatnot, but it's very rewarding. And we do a lot of, like I said, because it's all like a lot of natural holistic stuff. So like we do a lot of work with like natural plants and like natural like the terpenes and smells that come from flowers and like different plants, and using those and implementing those in medicines. And like it's a very kind of like hippie-ish thing, but again, it's you use I mean we do a lot of like also like isolation of molecules and whatnot. So like we make isolates where you might want to isolate like a certain part of God, what's a good example? Yeah, like but any molecule. If you want to isolate any singular molecule, you can do it by like density, by boiling point, but there's all these different ways. But like, I don't know. That's a lot of what I do. Is I do lab work. I'm actually like the head technician guy that like oversees everything, safety, everything. Okay, man. Sorry. Okay, I'm ready, Kent. I swear I'm not gonna choke this time. Even if I lose, I'm just gonna go slow enough so I don't screw it up. That's all I care about right now. You talking about for A-perms? Yeah, I actually, that is how I do A-perms. I love doing that. It's so satisfying. Like, there's your then your A-perm. Oops. It's so, and what's interesting, like, so when you do like the AB perm, it sets up the AA perm, right? So like then you that's the one I would do lefty. And the only thing that's weird is like this part is the push. Like that's like you when you do the other one, you just pull over with you do the F prime with your left index finger. But when you're doing it the other way, you have to push, and it's a little odd, but that's my only complaint about that whole algorithm set is that one finger trick. It's very kind of odd, but it's a very cool. All right, Kent. I'm starting the timer. If you're ready, man, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. I'm choking, buddy. Plus, ooh, I got my fit. Who was it? They just asked me about E-perms, and I was like, I love E-perms, and I totally. Oh, I got to skip. I was literally gonna get a PLL skip. Oh my god. All right, that's perfect. Okay. Okay, now let's do this. Because I did a PLL and then an OLL, so I mixed it up, so I'm not going to know what's coming. So that's what I do. It's actually, I do the exact mirrored thing with both hands. It's really, I'm building that ambidextrousness. So like that's exactly what I was talking about. Like I'll do it with my right, and then you can just boom with your left. But it's just a little bit awkward. But it's because it's my left hand too. That's absolutely why I should say that. Like if it was my right, it probably wouldn't feel weird because my right's my dominant hand. All right, dude. 1, 2, 3. I told you this should be so easy. This should be like the easiest thing in the world. So the fact that I choked so many times, like you already won. Okay, you already won. Just become left. I know, right? Not that hard. Just do it already. That one, at least I got like, so that's what I was saying. Like doing like OLL, PLLs, like that's like I said, I had a whole video on this where it was like everyone was like, how did you get these 5 and 6 second times? And I was like, well, I was just doing OLL and PLL out, drills. And they're like, oh, okay. So yeah, that's fair. And like I said, that's even like you think about it, that's like what a normal person solves, or like a world-class solver solves the entire cube in. So that's my goal, is to get that to be my my overall time. But why not learn other algos instead of doing left algos? Oh, I will, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's you shouldn't ever just keep it to one. That's just the one that I did first. Like, because the same thing, I was literally just sitting there doing T-perms, and I just happened to do it accidentally with 2 layers, and I was like, wait a minute, that sets up an A-perm, and then yeah, no, it is not. And I'll make this very clear that A-perm is not the best algorithm at all. it's got more moves than the standard one. It's just what I learned when I first started, and it's what I'm comfortable with. So it's usually like when in a time solve, it's what I'll pull out because I know I can do it faster at this point. But it's absolutely not the best one. Like the standard, or what, like not standard, but like the one that you'd find on the web pages and stuff is probably better. I've even been over this with I messaged or emailed Sean from CCube Review and talked to him in length about this, and he just said it's a very valid algorithm set. He's like, it's very valid. He's like, it just make sure you're watching your move count, make sure you're watching your finger tricks and all this, and your efficiency. And that's where he kind of caught me, because there is a higher move count and things. And what cubing you favorite? So I like man. So I mean, I do watch Cubehead just because he's kind of funny and interesting, but that's not the like cuber that I would get my stuff from. He's just kind of a funny guy. But man, yes. So there's a video on my thing where I just went to the Happy Crew Deja Vu comp. I was late to the check-in or on the registration, not check-in, so I couldn't actually compete. But I went and posted footage from that. I saw Z3 cubing there. There's footage of him doing Mega Minx on there. But yeah, that was a great comp. It was very fun. It's a little bit of a smaller one, and then I will be competing in Pretzelmania coming up in May. Yeah, here in Colorado. Are anyone else from Colorado around here? I mean, you don't have to say exactly where you're from or anything. I was just curious if anyone else from Colorado. I didn't realize Z3 was from Colorado. I didn't realize there's quite a few big cubers out here, actually. But yeah, Z3 was a nice guy. I feel like he gets bombarded like crazy, so I kind of felt bad for even bothering him. But had to at least say hi. Like I had to at least say what's up. But back to like what cubers do I watch? Are you the state below me? Yeah, I think right next to it, right? Yeah, see that I feel the same way. I feel like I would be so happy if people were like, "Hey, aren't you?" I'd be like, "Yeah." You're like, I don't know. I would. So it's not like he's, again, I'll use this analogy, not like he's Mr. Beast. Like it's not like every time he goes out, someone's like, "Hey, give me $100,000 or something." Like, I mean, I'm sure I would find it flattering. But again, I'm me, he's him. He can have his own opinions on things, but again, he was nice. He didn't say anything rude or anything. He's just favorite PLL, maybe a J perm, just because it's so. I've said this like since the very start. The rotational flow on that algorithm is just ridiculous. Like the douche, 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 douche. It's such a yes. I have a post on that even. It's supposed to be in what, Seattle. So it's Buenos Aires, isn't it, this year, and then Seattle next year, I believe. Honestly, I'd like to go to Buenos Aires even. um, sure. So where did I see that then? It was like, or is that just next? But it's just next year. Okay. For some reason, I saw some. Then there's some other comp that's in Buenos Aires. I might have just been misreading it. I might have just assumed that it said Worlds and got all excited. But yeah, I'll have to recheck that then, because no, that's right. I don't even know what I was thinking. That's right. Now I want to look it up real quick. What was that? Cube Comp in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't. It doesn't seem. It doesn't. Oh no, it was sorry, it was in 2022 they had a big competition there. It was the Buenos Aires Cubea, but it was in 2022. Sorry, I just misread the dates on that. And it obviously wasn't the Worlds because the Worlds was not in Argentina last year or 2 years ago, wherever you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it might. Yeah, exactly. It might have just been their like national championship, exactly. But yeah, especially since it's going to be in Seattle. Like I said, I was willing to go to freaking Buenos Aires. I mean, if it's good in Seattle, I'm definitely going. Definitely. So has anyone else? Is anyone else on have a smart cube or mess with like Gan's Cube Station app or any of that? If you want to do your square one, let's do it. I'm going to solve right now. There was that. My favorite move. Come on. See, like I could have rotated the top layer there and I did not. Ah, how am I messing up my R perms? This is. I can't believe I did that. I have the root. Oh, awesome. How do you like that? Eh. Like, there's my R perm. Why am I finding this so hard? Oh, you won. Good job. Something about it, like, seeing, I don't know why, but doing it slowly messes me up too. Like, doing muscle memory is so much better than your actual memory. Like doing it slowly, I was like, oh, that looks weird. But when you're doing it fast, you don't look at the colors the same way. At least I don't. Like when I see these white on top when I'm doing it, I was like, is that right? And then I thought I was messed up, but I actually didn't mess up my alg. No. Here's I like that pro tip, Darren. Do them until your fingers bleed. Well, that's what I'm saying is like that's how it is I don't usually think, and so when I slow down and I'm like but like because G, so I'll just say do it exactly, but like G were like one of the last ones I learned. I put those off a long time, so like those always I slow down, and like once in a while I'll like think I'll get, because again GA and GC are like literally mirror algorithms of each other. GB and GD same thing, so like once in a while I'll just overthink it when I'm and I know what you mean. You need to not be thinking about it at all, really just do it. Yes, I mean truly, that is the ultimate. Because then you're going to be solving your OLLs and PLLs simultaneously. Don't get me wrong, like I'm so I'm right there. I'm so into that. Like it's annoying because I wish there was the people that I've looked it up for, because trust me, I've looked up ZBLL. Don't explain it in a very like like I don't know, user-friendly way, I guess I'll put it. Like, oh, nice. What's the total of Z? What's the total? What's the total ZBLLs? Yeah. Oh, you guys are killing me tonight. See that, and I think that was one of the other facts. Like I was like, I think there's a ridiculously high number or something, and then he said that, I was like, yeah, that was one of those things that was a discourager. But again, you're not wrong. Like, grind it out, man. Like, once you get, especially once you get to a certain point, like I was saying, like that whole bridging the gap thing, that's for the beginners. Like, I understand this is not for the people like you guys that understand more, more the fundamentals behind all the PLLs and OLs and DBLLs and things. Like, just don't learn soon, anti-soon. Okay. But yeah, like again, all that is for the beginning stages and just trying to help people. But like, yeah, like even this, like that's kind of what I wish someone would put a video on, is like how to get into ZBLL. But I think that you just kind of, like you said, you gotta kind of attack it and grind. I don't think there really is like a middle ground to it. I think you just gotta go for it. And I think that just might be a new venture for me. Let's see. And look at stuff like EOR. Oh, so oh man, I read the end of your message before the beginning. I was like, EO. I'm like, isn't that for like RU and ZZ? Because you got to get your EO lines, like your edge orientations. So do you know ZZ at all? Edge orientation is EO. Is that layer recognition? LR?